Okay, we are now on week 2 of trying to keep my progress recorded. This week was a lot tougher. Week 2 was really bad for me. Originally, it started at the beginning, I think it was on Tuesday. I had a really bad gout flare up, so I had to kind of like stop working out a lot of this week. I think I stopped for like 4 days now. It started on Tuesday. I was still working out. I finished my workout. I was doing arms that day. I have a couple clips from that. I was doing arms. I went to finish with my decompression workout, which is the 2-mile walk on the treadmill. I was kind of limping, so it was kind of difficult for me to finish it, but I powered through it. I finished it, and I still decided that day that I needed to go do grocery shopping. I was walking through this grocery store. Like, I had a slight limp, but the grocery cart was kind of like holding me stable. I wanted to record most of the things that I bought when I was there, but it was just so unbearable. So I ended up recording a bunch of the stuff when I got home. So I'll show you a bunch of that stuff right now. Okay, so typically I always get around 3 proteins per week, maybe. Sometimes more, sometimes less. This week I think I got a little less. I got steaks. I usually always get steaks every week because I love that protein the most. Typically it is supposed to flare up your gout really bad, but I had my flare up really bad before this, and I think it was only mainly due to the fact that I wasn't able to get my medicine from Kaiser. Since we were in the move and everything like that, I had to change addresses, and since I moved from Colorado, I think a lot of the shipping from Colorado is different from the one in California. So I called them a bunch, and I was having the most difficult time trying to get like someone to actually help me. I still haven't gotten anyone to help me with my newest order that I need, because prior to, I ordered a colchicine and an allopurinol, and typically I always need those to help lessen my gout throughout the weeks. This time I was not able to take it for like 1 or 2 days. I got a new shipment that wasn't supposed to come, but that one ended up coming, and it was only the allopurinol. So right now I'm still missing my other colchicine and allopurinols. I think hopefully I can get that worked out pretty soon. Proteins. I start off with steak. I usually get that at the grocery stores when I'm going through. I usually love eating that the most. I always check how much the proteins usually give within those pieces. Those ones are pretty good. The beef patties. I love having hamburgers during the week as well. It's super easy to do, you know, you just throw it in the air fryer. Buffalo style chicken strips. I like having a little snack, and those ones give a lot of protein in those as well. If you guys have other options as well. All right, moving on. I also got some of these Built bars that Trevor always used to get when we were living at the old house, and these things are really good. They're like not like typical protein bars. These ones are a little like chewier. Like, they're like really soft chewy. Like, it's like a texture I've never had with like a protein bar before. Like, I would have some that would like, you know, crumble too fast, or like they taste kind of weird, but these ones have a lot of flavor and they give out a lot of protein as well. Someone recommended this ice cream to me, and I didn't realize, but Trevor already had these in his fridge or his freezer, and I got these ones this time as well to try out, and honestly they taste really good. I've been eating it throughout the week. Like, I take a couple bites. Like, I don't sit down and eat like a whole bowl, but I'll probably take like 2 or 3 bites out of my my tub right there. Next were the fun things that I ended up buying. So I always buy these yogurts, the Dannon Light Fits Greek yogurt. I like this cheesecake one because it tastes really good. Trevor got me on these ones as well. They give you like 80 calories, 12 grams of protein, 0 fat, and you know, they help with being like a probiotic, so you need a poop and stuff like that. That definitely helps out as well. I got these Joyrides. I was watching Ryan Trahan's 50 Airbnbs in 50 days, and honestly, that gave me so much motivation to start doing more YouTube, and it looked really fun to do. And like, my dream in life is to probably ride around in an RV and then, you know, just travel the whole US. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, the cherry berry ropes from Joyride. These things are really good. 70% less sugar. They're plant-based as well, and honestly, they taste really good. I got some asparagus, green onions, and I got cilantro, lettuce, and potatoes as well, plus the bananas. I think I also got, for fruits, I bought blackberries and blueberries, but those usually I put inside my yogurt. This week I made ramen. So I definitely got to use the green onions a lot, and then the cilantro as well in that. Asparagus, I haven't used that yet. I'm saving that to use on the steaks and stuff like that. And I was making chicken that I had from last week that I froze. With that, I was just eating it with lettuce and then some avocados that I also purchased as well. Some toiletry stuff. I bought some good wipes, plant-based fibers. Those ones are pretty good. Some Pronamel Sensodyne, some dental floss, and then my Fiji Old Spice, which is the one I use all the time. That's probably my favorite Old Spice smell. The next couple days were really rough. I was pretty much bedridden. The worst part of it was like, I think I felt it mostly in my ankle, like that little ball like on the side of your ankle, you know. It was giving me a hard time with like moving my joints and stuff. I was struggling walking because it was like inflamed, so it was just really hot, and every time I'd like wiggle it around in the air, it would just be in like the most atrocious pain that I've ever felt. I've had gout for a while, and every time it happens, this is the exact same feeling. It's like a sharp, stinging, burning pain going all at once, and it's so hard to. I usually don't ask people for help, so like obviously I never asked Trevor for help, and then I was just kind of just limping around the house. I already bought my food for the week, so that was perfectly fine. Next, I'll show you guys the ramen that I made. So I made, I think this one was the Indomie. No, this is the bulldog noodles. This one was like a cheesier flavor, which was pretty good too. I added the cilantro, I added the green onions, and I was just kind of eating it with mozzarella and then the chicken strips as well. I didn't want to go all out and usually make my usual meals, so that's like the quicker meal that I could have made within that time. I just threw the chicken tenders in the air fryer, grilled up these noodles, and then I was good to go. Yeah, these look pretty good though. All right, that was probably Wednesday through Thursday. I was still bedridden, and then Friday I got a lot better, but I was still kind of like in pain from time to time, and I was kind of still limping. I walk Rin every morning, so that was like my main reason to like try to get up and like move, because if you're sitting down with gout and then you're not doing anything about it, it probably affects you more by not moving, for sure. I try to get down, do some stretches and stuff like that, walk Rin, go upstairs, get food, get water, make sure like I'm still all good and healthy. The best stretch you can do is probably the Spider-Man squats, because that definitely engages your ankles a lot. And when you're like having excruciating pain like that, it's a lot of it's in your feet, and most of the time when you're doing those squats, it like uses a lot of your like bottom foot, and then your ankle, and then your knees as well, because sometimes gout can go like basically from toe down all the way up to your knee, and you don't want none of that happening. And then the other day, what was it? Today's Sunday, so on Saturday I felt a lot better on Saturday. This was kind of crappy because Trevor's car broke down, and last night I was playing Tomb Raider. That's what I've been playing this week, by the way. Playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That story's been so great so far, but around 1 a.m. I think it was, Trevor calls me. He says car's broken down, I have to come pick him up. Lo and behold, I get there. No, I take him home. I hang out for a little bit. Probably like another hour. I'm just sitting there. I hear Trevor leave and everything like that, so he's probably gonna go try to get his car towed. An hour later, he calls me and he says I have to drive my car over to him. He needed to get his car jumped. So we tried to jump the Hummer, started the car, but the issue was that it would die immediately after we jumped it. So the moment we pulled off the jumper cables, the car would immediately shut off. So it was basically dead as we speak. It doesn't have a manual neutral mode, I think is what he was saying. So like if you were literally just sitting in the car with the car shut off in your car right now, some cars you can just put in a neutral and it would roll, but in those Hummer EVs you can't do that. So it was just stuck. We sit there for a little bit, tried to finish jumping the car, didn't work. The tow truck guy wouldn't be able to fit on his truck either, or they weren't able to hook it onto a tow because it was bigger than most vehicles. Like it was too heavy for it to fit on there. We sit in my car together, we drive around, and he asked me to look for a security guard. We drive around, we found a security guard, but he wasn't for the specific place that we were at, which sucked. So we did about 15 minutes of driving in that parking garage to find out that security guard wasn't part of that business. So we moved on. we drove around just a little bit longer. He's like, dude, just drive up to the roof, maybe we'll find someone up there. We get up there, no one's up on the roof obviously, but I see an emergency call box, and I was like, should we try to use that thing? We pull up next to it. I tell Trevor, just go out, just press the button. He's all like, dude, what if they call the cops or something? I'm like, what are the cops will help us too. We just need to find a security guard. And then he finally presses the button after mustering up all that courage.
Hi, I was looking for a security guard. I've been trying to find someone, but my car broke down in one of the parking lots by the Chargers, and it's in a really bad spot, and it literally can't move, and I had to wait until the morning to get a tow. I was just trying to like talk to someone and show them the car so they could see, cause it's like literally stuck and like it cannot get out of the parking garage, but it's in a really bad spot.
Where are you located?
The car is located at the parking garage across from the Nordstrom. Right by the Electrify America charging ports.
Okay, I'll send it.
Thank you.
Oh, bro.
He talks to them, he tells them where we're parked and everything like that. It ends up actually being a security guard. We go back over there, we see him pull up, and then like it was literally 5 minutes right after. That security guard was super fast. And then Trevor talks to him, and then we're good to go, and he goes home. And that was basically the end of that story. I don't know if Trevor got his car towed or not today, but there's a TikTok about it, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And that was my week. I think that's really all I have to say about that. Most of this week was just me relaxing. We started at 216 at the beginning of the week, 216, 217. It was more 217 because on the lower end. That was me waking up in the mornings. I just weighed myself right before I jumped on here to talk to you guys, and that was probably a couple minutes ago, and I was around 219. So I've been gaining weight, but that's only because I haven't been able to work out, and it's been not fluctuating too much, but that's honestly a better spot that I'd rather be in at this moment. So it looks good right now. Next week I'll definitely be hitting the gym pretty hard, hopefully trying to get the weight back down a little bit, but right now this week was just messed up. It was a bad week for me. So hopefully this next one's a lot better. I feel a lot better. My gout flare-ups are down to a minimum again. Hopefully I get things figured out with Kaiser. Maybe I'll do an actual food shopping haul for you guys at the store this time, and then yeah, I guess that's really about it. But thank you guys for the update, or thank you guys for hanging out with me for this update. So next week we'll see what happens, but appreciate you hanging out. Thank you. Bye.